For today's lesson, we are going to talk about two-step equations. So yesterday we reviewed one-step equations where you either had to just add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Today we're going to have an addition subtraction step and then a multiplication or division step. So to get started here, we're going to look at this problem and we need to solve for x. So the first thing that we want to get rid of is the number that is farthest away from the x, but still on the same side. So we have that plus 8. So the opposite of plus 8 is subtract 8. So we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. So we're going to have 6x equals 50 minus 8 would be 42. And then we have 6x, and that's multiplication. So we're going to have to divide to cancel that. And we would be left with x, and 42 divided by 6 would be 7. And remember, you can always check your answer by plugging it back in. So if we did 6 times 7 plus 8, would we get 50? So that is 42 plus 8 is equal to 50, and that is true. So then we know our answer is true. So you can check all of your work on these. All right, next one I'm going to do is 13 equals negative 4k plus 9. So same thing. On the side with the variable, so our options are the negative 4 or the 9, and the number that's farthest away from that k is the 9. So we are going to subtract 9 from both sides. 13 minus 9 is 4, and we have negative 4k left here. And a lot of kids want to add 4 because that's a negative 4, but it's multiplying by the k. It's being multiplied with the k, so we have to divide to get rid of that negative 4. So we have k left here, and 4 divided by negative 4 would be a negative 1. And again, we can check our work. 13 should equal negative 4 times negative 1 plus 9. So this would be 4 plus 9, and that is equal to 13. So then we know we have our answer correct. All right. One here that looks like it has a fraction involved. So again, move to the side where the variable is, and farthest away from the variable is a minus 7. So to cancel that, we're going to add 7 to both sides. So we have x over 2 equals 9 plus 7 is 16. That is a divide by 2, so we're going to multiply by 2 on both sides. So we have x equals 32. And then to plug that back in to check, if we take 32 divided by 2 minus 7, we should get 9. So 32 divided by 2 is 16, and 16 minus 7 is 9. So then we know our answer is correct. All right, another one here. We are going to have to get rid of the 22. It's plus 22, so we're going to minus 22 from both sides. So we're going to be left with 3/5 x equals 28 minus 22 would be 6. And that's being multiplied, the 3/5 and the x, so we have to divide by 3/5. So x equals, and 6 divided by 3/5, so we keep the 6, make it a fraction, change to multiplication, and then flip 3/5, and it becomes 5/3. And then I can reduce, divide on an angle here, divide by 3, and I would be left with 2 times 5 on the top is 10, and 1 times 1 at the bottom is 1, so 10 over 1 is 10. So our answer is 10. So they're saying 3/5 of 10 plus 22 will give us 28. So to check our work, 3/5 times 10, it's really 10 over 1. We can reduce the 5 and the 10 by dividing both by 5s. So that would be 3 times 2 is 6 on the top, plus 22 is equal to 28, and that is true. So then we know x equals 10. Okay. this one, on the side with the variable, we have x plus 11 divided by 8. So the farthest thing away from the x would be that divide by 8. So my first step is going to be multiply by 8. So the 8's cancel and we have x plus 11. And negative 3 times 8 would be negative 24. And then I would have to subtract 11 from both sides. And these are both negative, so we're actually going to add them together and we would get negative 35. And then we can check our work by doing negative 35 plus 11 and then dividing it by 8. We should get negative 3. So negative 35 plus 11, we're going to subtract since they're different signs. The bigger one is negative, and that would be 24. So negative 24 divided by 8 is negative 3, and that is true. So then we know our answer is correct. And just one more of these. I'll do this one here. So n minus 5 divided by negative 2. Divide by negative 2 has to go away first, so we're going to multiply by negative 2. So those cancel, and we have n minus 5 left. And negative 7 times negative 2 is positive 14. And then we have to add 5 to get rid of a minus 5. So n equals 19. And then plug it back in to check our work. 19 minus 5 is 14. 14 divided by negative 2 would be negative 7, so we know our answer is correct.